Hold on a minute. Did we hear that right? Dodge is making an electric car?
We're talking hypothetical, right?
Surely you jest. Dodge? You mean the people who devised the legendary 426 Hemi and sunk it into a sublime missile? You mean the Dodge that created the Hellcat Red Eye and the most powerful muscle car in the world? Makers of the 840 horsepower wheel-standing Demon? Why on God's green earth would Dodge ever build an electric car? Anybody? Any thoughts out there? Hello?
Finally, we're getting our first official word on when we can see the production-ready 2025 Dodge Charger Daytona. At the J.D. Power Auto Summit in Las Vegas this week, Matt McAlear, Dodge's Senior Vice President of Sales and Marketing, announced that the all-electric Charger Daytona would be making its official debut on March 5th. But McAlear insists that the Charger Daytona isn't here to pave the way for the fuel conscience. This is the next generation of muscle, he said. We're not going for the lowest drag coefficient. We're not going for the highest mileage. We're going to truly set a new bar. The new eMuscle car is set to debut in a new two-door form, going back to the car's original roots. The new two-door model will ultimately replace the retro-stylish Dodge Challenger and will be accompanied by a new four-door variant later in the year. While Dodge has yet to officially announce an internal combustion-powered model, our sources indicate that the all-electric Charger Daytona will be joined later by two new twin-turbocharged 3-liter Hurricane inline-six offerings. The Hurricane-powered cars will not carry the Daytona name and instead be badged simply as Charger. The entry-level standard output model is expected to produce around 420 horsepower. In comparison, an high-output model could produce 535 horsepower, making it 50 horsepower more powerful than the outgoing Scat Pack's 392 Hemi V8. It remains to be seen if the Pentastar V6 could return in the new car to give customers a more entry-level offering that is easier on the wallet. As for the Charger Daytona, Dodge is pushing the all-electric muscle car simply due to the baseline performance the new cars will produce. Our sources have indicated that the Charger Daytona will come with a standard dual-electric motor setup, allowing for the Charger Daytona to come standard with all-wheel drive. Offering two different electrical architectures, a 400-volt and an 800-volt, the new Charger Daytona looks to offer an electrified model for everyone. At the entry level of the Charger Daytona, we will have a 340 model. The 340 moniker will be boldly plastered on the side of the car, indicating that the car has an output of 456 horsepower or 340 kilowatts. That car will be followed up with another 400-volt offering, the Charger Daytona 440. This car will have a baseline of 440 kilowatts or 590 horsepower. Both of these cars will be offered with E-Stage upgrade kits, which can be ordered at delivery or throughout the vehicle's lifespan. Two upgrade kits will be available on each model, giving the 340 car a choice of 370 kilowatts or 495 horsepower, or the choice of 400 kilowatts or 535 horsepower. The 440 Stage 1 car will produce 470 kilowatts or 630 horsepower, while a Stage 2 kit will provide 500 kilowatts or 670 horsepower. Each E-Stage upgrade will come with specified badging for the front quarter panel of the car, highlighting the kilowatt output, a special crystal designated to that car which unlocks that output. Think of it as a red key fob from the Hellcats, and a dealer-installed tune that unlocks the desired performance for the customer. Each new Charger Daytona will follow in the footsteps of the concept that made its debut in 2022. With the radical new R-Wing front spoiler design, that takes the grille area and pushes air over the top of the hood. It will also feature a new hatchback design, which should allow owners more flexibility to carry items. We saw the concept several times over the past year and a half, and the hatchback design isn't a bad thing for the Charger. On the outside, the new hatchback mimics a sedan with a very short deck lid. However, the rear glass opens up and reminds us of the original 1966 Dodge Charger's fastback design. There is also the much-talked-about Fratsonic chambered exhaust system. Yes, the production car will have it. The Charger Daytona pushes air through chambers to simulate an exhaust note. We weren't impressed with it the first time we heard it at the unveiling at M1 Concourse. But Dodge has continued to fine-tune it, with Dodge CEO Tim Kuniskis promising that each model will get its own unique tone. So we are curious to hear how this new system will perform, considering that it is supposed to be as loud as a Hellcat with 126 decibels of sound. The new 400-volt Dodge Charger Daytona two-door should kick off production in the second quarter of 2024 at the Windsor Assembly Plant in Ontario. It is expected that a four-door model will follow later this year, most likely in the fourth quarter. But for those who want the ultimate electric Charger Daytona, the 800-volt SRT Banshee, you may be waiting for a while. Our sources have told us that Dodge plans on releasing that vehicle sometime next year. The 800-volt Banshee will not only be able to charge faster, but should be able to put out a baseline of 885 horsepower. Of course, for those looking for Tesla Model S plaid-killing numbers, there will be 2 available direct connection E-Stage kits for the Banshee. However, Dodge has yet to officially release any numbers. However, to be on par with the Plaid, we expect the Charger Daytona SRT Banshee E-Stage 2 car to have over 1,050 horsepower. It will be interesting to see how Dodge handles the new Charger Daytona lineup as far as performance and pricing. With electric vehicle sales on a huge downturn in the US at the moment, the car better be revolutionary than evolutionary.